Hello, it's Rob here and welcome to the next of my build series on the Tamiya SW01 Lunch Box Mini. And we're going off on this one, starting with parts bag B, step 25, which is setting up the servo and installing the servo saver. And as you can see, I've basically done all of that for the minute. I just need this one bit, which is part P1. As you'll see here, you need part A1 from the kit itself, and then all the other parts are from this P tree. So I've done all of this setting up because, as I said in my last video, we're not in Japan. I haven't got the battery pack and I haven't got a battery for it yet that will fit, so I've done all the setting up with one of my NIM batteries, but hey. And the other parts of my electronics are, I've managed to find this M-Tronics Sport Tuned 20 ESC and a really old ACOMS receiver. So I'm sticking all of that in for now because I ain't not got nothing else. So we'll carry on. We need one BA9 ball connector, which apparently screws in the back here. So I think I'll take this off and do it to make it easier. There we go. Pop it back on and then get my P1, and because I've got metal geared, I'm using, which one is it? Oh, yeah, it might be BC5 I'm using. So we'll screw that in, and this is just an old servo I've got. I'm not really sure if it works too well. So again, while I wait for me proper one to come, I'll use that one and sort that one out like so. So we can move on to step 26. Step 26 is making up the upper deck, and as you can see we need a few plastic parts, A6, A7 and B5, and 5 8mm screws. 2 for there. I've already started, as you can see. So this part should just clip in here. He says it's not going in. Ah, there we go. And then we've got 1 screw, 2 screws, and a 3rd one, which is here. There we go, and there's one upper deck ready for the next stage. Step 27 is actually installing the servo. As you might be able to see, I've already installed B4, the aerial tower, and although it doesn't state, I have actually put a washer as well, because when you tighten that up, because it's a slot in the plastic, as you can see from the diagram, the 2 sort of legs start to splay apart, and I have had in other kits that have used this kind of aerial holder, it work its way loose and off and things and stuff So that's that. Hopefully that'll stay in place. We've got two B7s and they've each got a notch on, so it tells you to note the direction, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but there's a notch. Oh, darn. Cut out in this post here, and I think it slits over like that, so don't get that wrong. And then we can take, yep, just go like that, the servo, and we need two 15mm screws and a washer, and it pops through there and into the C7, and then we just screw it up. And there we go, one servo mounted, and we can move on to step 28. Step 28 is attaching the receiver on-off switch. So we need B3 and some bits and bobs, and I think I'm just going to get on, because it's all it is screwing things up. So we've got 2x10mm screws, BC2s they're denoted as, and then we got the 2mm washers, and my screwdriver's too big, but it should do. Yep. And then once you've done that, you pop it over there. It's not going, don't want to go, Captain. Like so. We should just be able to screw those up. And leave it like that. And then we can swiftly move on to step 29. Step 29 is basically about sticking your receiver and ESC down and potentially tidying up the cables a bit. So this is what I've done. I'm not sure if I'll be using these forever, but yeah, I'm still waiting for this proper stuff. I probably will change it, because this servo is probably going to be rubbish. It was really cheap. I think I got a pack of 4 for about £3 about 5 years ago, and they've been hopeless, not centering properly and all sorts of things, but that's by the by. But unfortunately, because I didn't know this was coming, I hadn't got any in, but other than these that I keep for spares. So I thought, well, to continue the build, I'll stick them in, and then I found this old M-Tronics ESC, brushed only, so I thought, well, yeah, I can use that, because there's no way I'm going brushless in this. And then in amongst my other spares was this Acon's receiver, so there we go. We've got the old dual stick, 27 megahertz is it? So there we go. So I'm rabbiting on again, so we'll turn the page and have a look at what the next step is. Okay, so step 30 is attaching the upper deck to the chassis. So we get the chassis here, we get the upper deck, and if we look underneath it, shift the aerial out of the way, you'll see this cutout here, and then if we pick the chassis up, you'll see this kind of hook here, and that has to go in there, something like so, if you see that. And then it's just a case of 4 screws, one, I don't think I'll get my fingers in there, 2, and then 2 the other side, 1 there and 1 there. So I'll crack on with that. Just before I do, there's a note on the side here about installing the wibbly wobbly, which I will do. I've got this black one because I left the other wibbly wobbly in because I thought I was going to go to 2.4 gigahertz, but because I've got this spare, it should be an easy case, which it isn't always, of poking that up, and there we go, and that's quite a length. So there we go. As I say, I'll get and tighten those screws up and we can crack on, getting to nearly the end. Okay, so we're all tightened up with the 4 screws. What I've also done is step 31, which is attaching the steering rod. You need 3x10mm grub screw and 2 of the ball joints, a long one and a short one, and you put them together in the same way as the other ones we've done, but in this instance we don't leave a gap. Move it up so you can see better. We screw them both quite tight together with the holes lining up, and then we just snap it into place. And I think looking at that, yeah, I might at some point get that extended ball joint out so that that's level, but I don't think it needs it at the minute, but we'll see once we're all up together. I think what I will do is connect these bullet connectors up for the motor, and well, yes, we'll have a look at that as and when I get round to it, and I think we're ready for the next stage. Okay, step 32 is attaching the body mounts, and turns out a bit previous on me connecting my motor up, because it shows here and here, make sure cables are stowed safely, so you pass them through. Where does it go? That's there. Poke them up there. Now for this, I forgot to say, you've got 2 countersunk screws, which are BB4s, 3B6mm, that you screw into these, what number are they again? C10 brackets, and I'm assuming that's going to be where the magnets attach that are going to be attached to the body itself. And then once you've done that, It's just a simple case, he says. Nothing's ever simple. I've put in the two 8mm self tappers in. And there we go. And you just do exactly the same thing on the other side, but without the motor wires for an and then you can connect. So I think I'll leave that bit and we can get on to the wheels and tyres by the looks of it. Steps 33 and 34 are installing the tyres on the wheels and then installing the front wheels. So, little note is note direction, and as I hope you can see there, it's got Tamiya, but on the other side there isn't anything, so that's obviously got to be the inside wall. So make sure the outside of the wheel is showing. There we go. And then the kind of hard part is installing them, because although it uses very similar steel bars and 12mm hexes, the actual mounting is a machine screw and washer, unlike its big brother. I've got to be honest and say it is quite difficult to decide when you've tightened them enough. And there we have the front wheels on, and we can get on with what I'm hoping is going to be the last step. Step 35 is just the same as step 34, it's just for the rear wheels. So here it is, it's all done and finished, ready for its body. Step 36 is just the battery holder, and it's B7 and two of these C4s, which are keyed, so they will only, you can't really see it, they will only go in one position, either up there that way or round the other way. And then it's just a simple case of your two big R clips to hold it in place, depending on what size battery you've got. So I think with that I'll leave it here for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching and look forward to seeing you on the next one, which will be doing the bodywork. Thanks for watching. Bye!